How's it going, everyone? Adam here, continuing my NHL 14 Be a GM commentary as GM of the Montreal Canadiens. We're in March 2015. We just did the trade deadline. Now, I didn't make any actual trades on deadline day. I made trades here on the 4th of March, and I'll show you what those trades were. I traded away a couple prospects. I think Charles Houdon, and then one unsigned prospect that had like Red Star potential. Like I think it was like 3 Red Star potential. So 2 prospects that probably would never make our team. I traded them away for Matt Bolesky. I then traded away Moen and someone else. Cannot remember for some reason. I traded away Moen and a couple other people. I can't even remember what the deal was anymore. Actually, that's embarrassing. Let me see if it's underneath like transactions, players and trading. Oh, that's right. We traded away. Moen and a couple other people to get Danny Cristo, just because I know he turns into like high or at least mid 90s in his shot. So my plan there was if Tarasenko didn't get any better, Cristo hopefully would, be better by then. Douglas Murray we traded away to Washington for a 3rd round and a 7th round pick because he was only at 79 overall, really not having a good season, and since he only had 2 stars left in his potential, he was dropping fast. So we traded him away, put Jared Tenorti on that last defensive pairing. Hopefully he pays better. Him and Nathan Beaulieu, both 2 young guys. Hopefully they can step up when it matters. Still got Braden Vaughn and Mark Stahl as our first defensive pairing, and then Markov and Subban, they're back together. Carey Price is still the man in net. And our offense is pretty much the same. Tarasenko, Galchenyuk, Pacioretty, Vanek, Berglund, and Gallagher. Nick Spaulding, Lars Eller, and Jamie McGinn. Bolesky is now with McLennan and Rene Bourque. So, you know what? We don't have an all-star person on the right wing, which is what I was aiming for when I tried to make the Voracek trade in the last video, but we got someone up there who hopefully can score some goals. And even though we don't have an all-star, we got the depth still. We got the depth. The lowest player on our entire team is McLennan at 79 overall, but that's not at all a liability. He's got one of the best defensive categories in the game, great penalty killer. So let's simulate ahead a week till after the Islanders game. Hopefully we can start streaming together some W's. It might have been subtle moves, but hopefully they improved our team. In Detroit, they're playing well this year. We win. We're in a really stacked division this year, so we shut him out, though. That trade for Mark Stahl has seemed to be helping us. He's at plus 26 right now, so you know what? We're doing pretty good. Another win in Buffalo, 2-1. I'm happy with that. Let's keep this going. 3-0 win in San Jose. We're coming together as a team. Don't want to jinx this, but we're looking good right now. Those 2 moves might have been subtle, but they look to be good. Well, just as I say that, we lose 3-0 in Toronto. Looking to rebound against the Islanders. And we do 4-0, a shutout. So, you know what? Can't complain. Cannot complain in the slightest. Carey Price allowed 1 goal here, 3 here, but other than that, none. Actually, I don't even know if that was Carey Price. That could have been Enroth in the net there for all I know. So, let's not get panicked by 1 loss because we just played good. Let's see where we are in the standings, actually. I haven't checked in a while. We are, like I said, we're in a stacked division. With that amount of points, we'd be 2nd in the Metropolitan Division. Well, unfortunately, because of our division, we are 3 games out of a playoff spot. Really stacked division, so we got to start streaming some wins together and hoping that our division rivals start losing them. Now, if you look at the other divisions in the league, we wouldn't be in a playoff spot, but it just seems like ours is stacked. We got Boston, we got Detroit, we got Toronto, we got Buffalo, we got Ottawa, we got Tampa Bay all above us. So let's keep going. Hope for the best here. I'll simulate up to this Calgary game. 28 points for 28 wins for Carey Price, 7 for Jonas Enroth. Coming into Anaheim, where we made the trade to get Matt Bolesky. Another 4-0 win. We're playing just great right now. Hopefully we can keep this going. You know what? If there's a time of the year to win, it's at the end of the year. I'd rather have momentum going into the playoffs than, have a better earlier regular season. Defenseman in the WHL, will scout them for 3 weeks. Ryan Pillon is there, so up to this Calgary game still. Going into Vancouver now, on the road. In Rogers Place or Center, whatever it is. Alright, well, that's a 2-0 loss. We were kept off the board. Going into San Jose, we lose 3-5, so our first 2 losses in a row in a while. Hopefully we can rebound here in Phoenix. We need one, and Phoenix is playing good, of course. Come on, we need a win here. We do, 4-1. So that's way to rebound. I'm not making any line changes. We have 2 bad games there, but we come back with a good one. And you know what? We're not playing bad enough to make a line change. So we are firmly above, well, not firmly, but we're above 500 now. We've lost 34 games, won 37, so we're 3 games above 500. 7 of those losses are in overtime. Our standing, you know what? We moved up 1. We moved up past Boston. We're closing in. We're still 3 games back from Buffalo. Which actually, I think we beat Buffalo, didn't we? A ways back, we did beat Buffalo. So, you know what? We got to win every time we have a game against one of those rivals in our division. Tampa Bay's game here is going to be a big one, and the same as the Ottawa one. Both in our division. So let's simulate this week. Let's go 4 for 4 this week. Come on. In Calgary. We win. Okay. As we should. They're a rebuilding team, so we need to be beating teams like that. Here we are in Tampa. Big division game. We win 3-1. Okay, we are starting to put the division on notice. Pacioretty up to 25 goals now. That's what I like to see. We lose 4-3 in Columbus. Wasn't even in overtime, so we didn't even get the 1 point out of it. In Ottawa, big game, big in the division. We need a win. And we do, 4-1. So we pull off a nice big win. Where are we? So we're still right there at in 6th place. We're 1 back from 5th, 1.5 back from 4th, and 3rd as well. So you know what? We're right there. We are in a strong division. We'd be doing good in some of these other divisions, but you know what? That's how it works sometimes, unfortunately. And you know what? In 2 of the other 3 divisions, we'd be in the playoffs right now. So playing good. How many games left do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games left. So we gotta be pretty flawless down the stretch here. We had 41 wins last season, and we ended up winning the Cup. We are almost at 41 wins. We should definitely have that, and I'm not even sure if we'll even make the playoffs this year. So that just shows you how this game works. Let's look at NHL stats, though, just to see how our players are doing. I'm assuming everyone's improved. So let's look here. Galchenyuk up to 59 as a first liner. I'd expect him to get 70 points on the year. He's probably not going to get quite there, but you know what? He's also not a first line player. He's just filling that role for us. Pacioretty, you know what? He's not getting done what I would like him to do. I'd like him to have at least a 35 goal season, but as long as we win, that's all that matters here. Vanek, same boat. I'd like to have him to have more goals. Not so concerned about assists because Pacioretty and Vanek, their job's to score goals. They're not getting it done, though. Berglund playing just fine for an 85 overall center. My second line, I would like to have about 50 points, so I think he's definitely on pace for that. Tarasenko, he's played better since the trade deadline anyway. I can say that. He wasn't having a good first part of the year, so he's picked his play up at least. I can say that. Markov playing fine. Gallagher, sure, he's fine. I'm not going to complain about him. He's a two-way forward. Mark Stahl, yeah, he's actually probably the biggest reason we're doing good right now. He turned our team around. Him and Braden Vaughn playing really good together on that first defensive pairing. PK Subban is caught up to him, so you know what? Putting him on the second pairing is not hurting him. He's got a high plus-minus now as well. Lars Eller, Playing great for a third liner. Nick Spaulding and Jamie McGinn. You know what? They're doing not bad either. You know what? They're closing on 30 points, so that's nothing to complain about. Rene Bourque, he's at 17 for a fourth liner. That's fine. Bulio, he's only at 14. He had a much better playoff run last year. Not nearly as good in the regular season this year, but he's still a young player. Bolesky, you're fine for a fourth liner. McLennan, you know what? McLennan's all right for a fourth liner as well. I'm not going to complain at this point. Weiss is no longer on our team, or on their NHL team. Tenorti, he's played 13 games. He's got 3 assists and a +5. So, you know what? He's not hurting us at all. So I think trading away Douglas Murray and putting in Tenorti was the right call. Let's simulate ahead one more week. We had a big run in the island last time we were there, I believe. So let's win big here again. We are the better team. We lose 1-0, and it wasn't even in overtime. I don't like that. If we're going to lose, we got to lose in overtime. Okay, 3-0 win. We come back strong against the Rangers. Going into Edmonton. Young group of future studs, but can they stop us right now? Here we go. Okay, they've had a good year. We need to stop them. Taylor Hall getting a lot of goals. He's the Rocket Richard Trophy winner last year, but we get past them. That's what I like to see. Come on. We are, you know what? Going 2 for 3 that week is not bad. I think because how close we are, this is going to be one of those nerve-wracking down to the wire things where I'm going to be checking the standings all the time. So right now, Toronto and Tampa Bay, Ottawa and Detroit, they're all ahead of us. You know what? We're 1 game out of that 4th spot, but we're 2 games out of the final playoff spot now. So I'm not liking this. We need to win a couple games, so at least, you know, if we don't win, we need to move up 1 more spot. If we move up 1 more spot in our division, we won't win that final divisional spot, but we'll win a wild card spot because the other division is not nearly as strong as this one. So we need that last wild card spot, that's for sure. So here we go. We're going to take it 1 game at a time here. So in Minnesota, Zach Parise having a 90-point season. Hopefully we can stop him. We cannot. That is not good. 3-1 loss. Alright. Defensemen in the queue. Sure, we'll do them for a month. Alright, well, we need a win here. Unfortunately, against my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Penguins. We need a big win here. Alright, Malkin and Crosby. Gotta shut down them. 4-2, so we could not keep them contained. And we are in a horrible spot right now. Last time we needed to win both games to tie for that 3rd spot, and now we're buried pretty much. So we win these next 2 games. Okay, let's just go over this. We win the next 2 games, we'd be at 95 overall. That would put us in the 4th place spot. So you know what? We still only have to win 1 game to tie Ottawa for that last wild card spot. Got to win both games in order to pass them. Boston's in front of us because they have a ton of overtime losses. All right, well, I think we're gonna have to make a change here. Tarasenko. Let's look to see if he's done much better since the last time we checked. He's up to 45 still. He hasn't improved. Gallagher, he had 25 goals last year. This year he's at 20. He's improved since the last time we checked on him. So let's just do a quick swap here. Gallagher for Tarasenko. Leave the rest of our forward lines the same. You know what? These lines are working fine. Mark Stahl got us here, I think, anyway. He's what turned our team around. So, Mark Stahl, but let's look at Subban. Subban's caught up. Subban really has caught up, so at least I know he's trying. Let's give him a chance to prove it. We'll put him back on that first defensive pairing. Mark Stahl and Markov will work well together. Actually, let's look at this guy, see if he's doing all right. Braden Vaughn, 2-way defenseman, 35 points on the year. So, you know what? We'll leave the lines at that. All the changes I'm going to make. We got to win these next 2 games, so I'm actually going to go into the simulate game screen. So, sim game. Yes. This is just as tense in the playoffs because this really does determine our year. Alright, come on. Stop taking penalties, whoever's taking them. Well, we're going to get out of the first period scoreless. We need to pop in a goal. Don't want this to go into overtime scoreless. Boston's the first to score. Gregory Canwell and Carey Price. And on the power play, David Krejci scores. This is not looking good for the Montreal Canadiens. On the power play, we need to capitalize. We cannot. We need some big goals, and we need them fast. But nope, Marchand will maybe end Montreal's season with that. That goal could have very well ended Montreal's season. We're on the power play again. We finally capitalized Markov. Not a lot of time. Tarasenko, he's made this a game. Okay, we had 6 minutes left to score. Come on. Come on. Yes! Jamie McGinn tying it up with 2 minutes left. This is a game. At least we get the 1 point out of the deal. And we did it. Full-on comeback. And Markov scores in the shootout to win the game. All right. So we get the 2 points out of that. And what a third period comeback. That's all I got to say. Good job to the guys for gutting it out in that one. Boston was below us, I believe, or maybe above us. Can't remember, but we only gave them 1 point. We got 2. Regardless, we needed that win. Now, okay. Let's keep going. We'll move up one day and then go look at the standings to see how that changed everything. You know what? Last year we had 41 wins and we won the cup. This year we're at 43, fighting for a playoff spot. Who would have guessed? So we're at 93. We're tied. Okay, so Ottawa is in 5th. We have to win this game. Simply put, we have to win this game. We shouldn't have given Boston that other point. If we could have ended it in regulation, that would have been ideal. But I'm not going to complain considering we were down 3-0. Good comeback. Now, we got to win this game to get that last playoff spot. That's the only thing. We'll get the last 2. We'll get the second last wild card spot. And that's it. This game in New Jersey is for our season. Only way to put it. New Jersey, 95 points, 3rd place in the Metropolitan. They've made the playoffs. Hopefully they kept some of their veterans out of the lineup to give the young guys a little bit of time. Come on, we need a goal. Someone score. Let's take this game early. Let's not leave it till last minute like last time. So, 1 goal. Ryan and Close scoring on Carey Price. Not a good start. Going into the second, Patrick Berglund putting it past Brodeur. At least Brodeur is in net. That's good. You know what? We're really lighting up Brodeur. Okay, and there we go. Jamie McGinn scores. We're lighting up Brodeur. 25 shots to their 9. Another goal. I'd missed who scored. I think it was Gallagher. So good move, moving him to the first line. We just got to hold him off, keep the pucks out of our net, keep the game here. Don't make stupid, flashy plays. Okay, Stempaniak's going to make it a game, scoring, and we hold him off. So in regulation, Montreal wins. Hopefully that gives us that last wild card spot. We left it down to the wire this time, that is for sure. But I don't want to be one of those teams who wins the cup and then can't even make the playoffs the next year. Just getting a drink of water quickly. Okay. So who was on these goals? So Berglund from Stahl and Vanek, McGinn from Eller and Bolio, and Gallagher from Pacioretty and Braden Vaughn. So good game, everyone. You know what? When it was on the line, we got it. We should have won one of these games here, and that would have given us a little bit more flexibility, but I don't know. So we're in 5th place right now, holding on to that last wild card spot. Let's look at team standings to see if we clinched or if we have to wait a day to find out if we won the playoff or we made the playoffs. So we are still not there. So right now, I thought it was always by wins. I thought we went by wins. Yeah, we do go by wins. So even if Ottawa wins their next 2, they would have 97 points. But if they win 1, we would be beating them by wins. Same boat as Boston. So the only way we don't make the playoffs if Ottawa or Boston wins 1 game or wins 1 and takes 1 to overtime. 2 scenarios. If they lose both games, you know what? Yeah, if they lose both games, they don't make the playoffs. If they Yeah, so they have to win both games or win one and take one to overtime. That's the only way either of these teams beat us out. So, you know what? Here we go. Taking it one game at a time, or one day at a time, see how the standings change. We need a miracle right now. Whoever is playing Ottawa and Boston, please pull off the upset. So, Ottawa played and they lost. But they lost in overtime. So, oh crap, both of these teams lost in overtime. So they have to either lose their next game or lose it in overtime. If they win, we ain't in the playoffs. Simply put, everything comes down to these last couple days. I am freaking nervous. Come on. We had a pretty good year, 6 games above 500, and I don't want it to end now. So let's look here. Stat Central. See if we clinch that playoff spot. Oh, that is just heartbreak. Ottawa beats us out. Unfortunately, Ottawa got that last playoff spot. They won that last game to get 96 points on the year. One of those games, if we had won in overtime, if we had won one more game in overtime, we would be going into the playoffs right now. That's just bullshit. That is horrible. We had a great year. Not an amazing year, but we had a good year. And we don't even get a chance to battle it out in the playoffs. We've improved our team. We had a bad start to the season. We were playing catch-up, and you know what? We did a good job. That's all I can say. At least we did a good job. Oh, that is just unfortunate, of course, but we didn't even meet the owner's expectation of getting a... just going to update a couple things here. The owner wanted 45 wins on the season. We got 44. Back in October, I told you I was expecting you to win 45 games this year. You only got 44. That isn't the type of performance I'm looking for my GM, so you better bring your A game next year, okay? See how much more mad he is when he finds out we didn't make it to the conference finals. See how that goes. Oh, look, I think our AHL team's in the playoffs. No, wait a minute, their season goes a little bit longer, so the AHL team might make the playoffs still. Let's actually stop the simulation and look to see what happens with them. So I'm trying to stop the simulation here, but it is not letting me. If we can draw Bolio or Tenorti, might as well. Just give them a little bit of extra time of growing. They couldn't make the playoffs. So give them a chance to grow. Christo for some reason was on our NHL team. I didn't know that. So we're going to drop Christo. Drop Tommy Hughes. Drop Bolio. And drop Tenorti. We're out of the playoffs right now, so it does not matter. We got to bring someone up. We'll just bring up some random guy. Why not this Anderson guy? And then we'll drop Tenorti, like I was saying. See if there's anyone else who can be dropped. If we can drop... Who can we drop? We can drop Braden Vaughn. So, you know what? Let's just win the Calder Memorial Cup. Why not? Our team should be in the... Our team should definitely be in the playoffs for that, because we had a pretty good team in the AHL. So if we can, let's just drop Braden Vaughn right now. Wait a minute. Oh, but that's a $7 million contract. See if we have to let him go through waivers. Nope, we didn't have to let him go through waivers, so that's perfectly fine. We got him for... Yeah, okay, so let's look at this. These lines... So we're going to have best lines on our NHL team, best lines on our AHL team. Let's look to see how stacked this defensive core is. Yeah. So if this team makes the playoffs, they win the Calder Cup. Simply put, let's hope they do. And they're in definitely position. So let's at least bring our AHL team into the playoffs. Leave it there. Alright, so I'm going to stop the simulation here. I'm actually going to go through and do a regular playoff run like I would with the NHL with our AHL team. So that's all I got for you guys this time. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment on this video, like this video, and subscribe, and I will see you